Hello. So in this video, I wanted to cover the idea of the psychology behind making a YouTube channel. Now, a lot of videos, they'll go over the mechanics, the logistics, how to build a camera, how to get the audio levels working, OBS, that sort of thing. But not a lot of them go about explaining the psychology behind it. There's lots of different aspects, and it all depends what your motivations are. Like, why do you want to start a YouTube channel? I mean, some people, they'll do it for fame. Let's just start off with that. They'll try and think, oh, I can make lots of money if I create a YouTube channel. And that may have been realistic in the past, but I'm not sure if that's the same in 2026. The problem is that a lot of people do it for the wrong reasons. And it depends what you expect to get from it as well. Because if you're expecting fast returns, then there's a little bit of luck involved. If you're just starting out, the best thing you can do is learn the basics. How to edit a video, how to present on camera, these sort of things. And just try and enjoy it. Think of it less as a job and more of a hobby. But if you want to take it as a job, you want to take it seriously and professionally, the best thing you can do is just start making videos and learn how to pick up the skills along the way. And don't get too disappointed, because your first channel is probably not going to be successful, in the sense that it won't grow big, it won't get a lot of subscribers, but you will learn a lot of the ins and outs of all the logistics, really. And another thing with the motivation, it's like you can learn it to develop skills, you can do it to make money, you can do it for fame. But I think you shouldn't take your expectations too high, because if you're doing it for money, would you be happy and content with just getting, let's just say, a community of 20,000 subscribers that regularly watch your videos, and you earn enough money to just pay your bills? If that's satisfactory for you, then you could start a small business that way. And I think independence and financial freedom are a great motivator when it comes to these sort of things. Like the idea of being your own boss sounds great in theory, but when you get into the practice of it, it can take a lot of your time and money up. You basically, instead of working 9 to 5 or 996, you're working 7 days a week. It's your whole life. That's why I'm going to try and take this channel as more of a hobby. And with Slay the Spire 2 coming out soon, I'm looking forward to making some videos with that. Should be interesting. So the next thing on my list is the barrier of entry. A lot of the motivational channels will say, oh, there's no barrier to entry. Just grab your phone and start recording. Yes and no. If you do that, you'll make videos and you'll gain confidence. But if you're going to be seen as a professional YouTuber, then there's a certain standard, an expectation of audio quality and sharpness, and it takes a bit of money to invest. I've tried starting a channel with just an iPad and a camera, and that worked out okay. A lot of hard work with editing, but you get a proper desktop PC, it helps immensely. Well, it all depends on the nature of your channel as well. This channel is recording desktop video games, so it's quite logistically easy, if not a little bit expensive. But if your channel is knitting, for example, or walking in the forest, or contemplating the meaning of life, then it requires different setups. The little square Rode mics are a fantastic investment. They'll last for years and years, and you'll get good quality audio from them, and they're not too expensive. Now, the next thing I wanted to cover after that is the idea that you need a specific personality type to be successful at YouTube. When in reality, YouTube in 2026 has got to a point where it's so saturated that you can develop a channel and there's an audience out there for it. Doesn't matter how crazy niche, doesn't matter how small the topic is. If you have good personality and charisma, which you can train, then you can make a success. It's a lot to do with setting your goals and aspirations as well. Do you want to consider yourself successful by making lots of money, or do you consider success improving your skills? Do you consider success to be more of a fulfillment? Like, do you enjoy the idea of making a community, for example? Now, if you do plan to do this as a job or as a hobby, it takes two different mindsets. If you plan to do this as a hobby, enjoy it, embrace it, have fun with it. Don't put extra pressure on yourself unless you're the sort of person that thrives under pressure. It all depends on what you're like as well. Some people just crumble under pressure. They find it difficult to handle. Now, let's say you want to take it seriously as a job, then the more hours you put in, the more return you're going to get. And if you have the mindset of going to work like a 9 to 5, you put your 40 hours in a week, you're going to see better results. Now, the question is, what sort of style do you want to do your videos in? Would you rather spend 1 week polishing, editing, and making a fantastic 10-minute video, spend 40 hours making it? Or would you be content with less editing, less quality, but a faster turnaround? Say 3 videos a week. It takes a lot more work, but I think if you do the 1 video a week, polish it, you get more evergreen content. And by that, I mean the sort of thing people can watch now, they can watch next year, next 5 years, and it'll still be relevant. But if you're producing daily content like vlogs, for example, or stream editing, then people will watch it and forget it. Unless there's like a standout moment, most people will just watch the vlog, watch the stream, and forget about it. But if the person comes back again and watches the stream again, then they enjoy it, they've got more chance of sticking around. And when you get to 3 times, then that's probably a good chance that someone's going to subscribe at that point. Now, one of the things I experienced when making a channel a few years ago is, because of my personality, I went too fast, too hard, and burned out. And the burnout can be real. If you're dedicating your life to something, then it's a big commitment. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. And if you do start burning out, try and find a successful work-life balance. Because if you think about making a channel in the first 6 months, you might go a little bit harder and make more videos, make more content, post more shorts just because you think it's a great way to develop the channel. And then after the first 6 months, you can take your foot off the throttle a little bit, go down to 1 or maybe 2 videos a week, and you've already got an established audience that'll continue watching. So that works to your advantage. Now, if you are planning to do it as a hobby, you could get away with kind of just not taking it too seriously. There's a triangle idea in business. It's fast, it's efficient, or it's cheap. And you can only choose 2 of them. You can't have all 3. And the hobby style of doing YouTube videos, it takes a lot of time, but it's cheap and it'll work. If you spend extra time, extra money, you could grow it faster. But these principles are like sound business principles. It's very rare to be able to deliver all 3: a fast, high quality, cheap video regularly. Think about it like this. If you're a writer, one way you could do this is write a novel. So that might take 6 months, and you hone your craft as a writer, a storyteller, and there's a big celebration at the end when the novel is finally finished and you have to start publishing it and advertising it. It's a marquee event. Another writer writes for the newspapers. They're doing 1,000-word columns every day. They're trying to fill deadlines. They're trying to just get things done as quickly and effectively as possible. They don't care too much about the quality as long as they can deliver. So these are 2 different ways you could do a YouTube channel as well. Now let's go back to burnout a little bit. So the whole idea of burnout is that you work too hard, you push yourself to the limits, and you just get sick of doing what you're doing. It happens professionally, it happens with relationships, it happens in all aspects of life. That is, how would I describe this? Okay, there's a book that I'm reading called Thinking Fast and Slow, and the whole idea behind it is your brain thinks in 2 different ways. It either thinks fast and impulsively, or it thinks slowly and more methodically about your options going forward. And for me, burnout is thinking fast for a long period of time. You're using up all of your energy reserves and you don't have any fuel left in the tank by the end. So maybe setting lower expectations and then surpassing them would be a better idea than setting your goals too high and then never reaching them. Now, we've talked about it from the starter's perspective, the person making the videos, but you've also got to look at the other side of it, the YouTube's perspective. They are accumulating videos year after year. They're not getting smaller because all those videos are stored. They're rarely deleted. There's a sea of junk videos out there, and that all takes up space on servers. So from YouTube's perspective, they want reliable high watch numbers because the viewers are not the audience for YouTube. The audience for YouTube are businesses selling adverts. So if you've got regular watchers, they can depend on you to have an audience that specializes in a specific niche genre, that sort of thing. And they're more likely to put the correct adverts targeting your audience. So for YouTube, that's a win. Now, I know it sounds a bit cynical and a bit cold, but That's the facts. So with social media as well, it's not just about YouTube. If you're trying to grow a channel, a brand, persona, then there's a good chance you'll have to post YouTube shorts or TikToks or Instagram. I don't think Snapchat is relevant in this equation, but the social media, it's better to have two main sources of social media. Discord is another popular one as well. And being able to interact, I was going to call them fans, but that doesn't feel right. That's a bit parasocial. What we're aiming for is cultivating a small audience. So if you're able to interact with your audience, explain to them, this is when I'm streaming, this is when I'm making videos, this is what it's about, what do you think? Get feedback, make them feel involved in the process, then that it goes a long way. Not just improving your channel, but making you feel a little bit more fulfilled. Now, strange the way communities are built, because it depends on what type of content you're making. So if you're doing product reviews, for example, most people are not going to go back to watch a second product review because they've seen the review for what they're thinking of buying. It's not personal. That sort of channel is more advice orientated. So you're not going to get many returns, but you would see a steady evergreen flow of viewers because everyone is going to be watching that sort of content as long as the product remains relevant in the market. I think we've not got the science up yet. Oh, looking at the beavers, they need to do a bit of science, a bit of research, and it's the same with YouTubers. So when you're starting a channel out, get an idea of how thumbnails work, how keywords work. The whole keyword search terms, excuse me, it was more relevant 5 years ago, but now it's not so much. And the reason I'm saying that is because YouTube annotates and basically collects all the words that are spoken within the video. They can detect when certain words are said. They can kind of soft guide people into the right sort of videos. I always use the red-blue example. Imagine you make a video about red, the color red, all aspects of red. Your channel is the red channel. Eventually, when you make enough videos, YouTube is going to see the red channel and start putting red viewers to the red channel. And then you start making blue videos. And when the YouTube channel starts switching or pivoting towards blue videos, the red audience doesn't want to see blue videos, they want to see red videos. But you're also going to get some blue viewers as well. So you get some that are interested in red, they won't watch the other videos. Some with blue won't watch the others. And then there's a third audience, which is purple, who likes a bit of both. But it's all about turnaround. So you're going to get not 10 viewers, not 100 viewers, but thousands of people viewing these videos. Some people might watch one video. Some people might watch for a couple of months. And then some might be a lifelong fan. And you've got to cater towards all three of them. You can't just decide what your audience is. It's your audience. They decide who they are. You don't have much say in that. You can kind of soft nudge them into watching specific types of content, but that seems a little bit manipulative and not very good at gaining people's trust. There's something missing here. Let's give them a little campfire. Make it nice for them. And a grindstone for the teeth. Now these guys are just sitting around, so let's put you on pause while we keep working. Now, the last thing I wanted to mention with regards to the psychology of YouTube channels is if you're a small channel, reflexively you're going to want to try and copy the big channels because you're fans of the big channels. You enjoy their content. But they've already grown. They started out doing different things in a different era. And big channel ideas are not going to work for a small channel. It's like trying to cater towards 50 people in a restaurant when all you've got is a small truck that can fit 2 people in front of it. It's not going to work out. You should always just take it in steps. Like, growth doesn't happen straight away, just like this video. These guys didn't build everything in the first day or two. They took the time, chopped the wood, harvested the fruit, and then eventually, step by step, they built a little town, a little village. And that's kind of what you're doing as a new YouTuber, building a village of people that are interested in a common topic. Now, if you like these psychology videos, more relaxed, laid back, then I'm going to be trying to do more of them, all with different topics. And it'll all be in front of video games because I think that's an interesting backdrop. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.